I can give you a specific example of one of them, actually fairly recent. We had a veteran who it was actually his spouse that came to us trying to get some help for his situation. He's a veteran. He's disabled through the VA, and unfortunately he had a stroke. And after the stroke, his mobility was severely limited, and actually needed to get a hospital bed. Now, he didn't have Part B at the time, all right? So he made that mistake, okay? And the VA offered him a grant to help pay for that hospital bed. It covered $8,000. They were left dealing with $16,000 out of pocket. And that's just one example. Another one where after the client had a stroke, ended up having to put a ramp on the home and then a chairlift in the home. Mobility issues. Medicare doesn't cover that. TRICARE for Life doesn't cover that. They had to pay out of pocket. And that was between the two, it was about $26,000. And so the point is there's limits to how much, really what services are going to be covered. Every single policy has a limit on that. That's just the way it works. So something like long-term care. Medicare doesn't pay anything for that. TRICARE for Life doesn't cover long-term care. If you don't have proper protection or a plan in place, you may end up footing the bill, and it's getting very, very expensive now. Long-term care, I believe, on average is about $17,000 a month now, depending on what level of long-term care you need. And then another example, assisted living or skilled nursing. Have you heard? You know as well as I do. It's inpatient rehab. Usually comes after a major hospitalization, right? And so a lot of people don't realize what the actual criteria is to use that or activate that benefit. You have to be admitted to the hospital for a minimum of 3 days before you can even be considered for skilled nursing care. If you don't meet that criteria, you're not getting it, or you're paying out of pocket because it's not going to cover it. And then if you have to be showing improvement as well. That's the other part. You have to be showing improvement over those 3 days, and then you can be moved over to the skilled nursing facility. Medicare has a limit of 100 days. What's more is there's a copay per day while you're there. It's like $220 a day from day 21 through 100. That's huge. But the coverage ends
right
at day 100.